Another exciting weekend of action saw Manchester City tighten their grip on the Premier League title race with Sergio Aguero untouchable. Meanwhile, Tottenham Hotspur earned the North London bragging rights with their derby victory over rivals Arsenal. Here, Sportsmail gets the fans' verdicts following the latest weekend of action. Tottenham Hotspur Barnaby Slater, the Football Republic, the most one-sided North London derby I've ever seen. Arsenal set up like lambs to the slaughter and, bar a couple of breaks in the first half and a last-minute chance for Lacazette, were absolutely dominated throughout. Starman Moussa Dembele Arsenal Peter Wood Le Grove Arsenal fans were smacked back to reality with North London Derby 1-0 hammering at Wembley. The club is finished under Arsene Wenger. The question is, how deep do the board let the rot set in before they do the right thing for the fans? The club and the future? Starman Hector Bellerin Everton Joel Parker Toffee analysis. I know there were a few injuries picked up, but Sam Allardyce shouldn't be changing the team whatsoever. We have lacked consistency and have not stuck to a system, so changing it again will send us backwards again. Important 3 points for us. Starman Theo Walcott Crystal Palace J. Crame The Eagles' beak. Lengthy injuries continue to hamper the squad. It was far from one-way traffic, but we wasted plenty of chances. We have to be more clinical. Even in defeat, impressive Alexander Sorloth was a positive. Starman Alexander Sorloth Stoke Martin Smith The oatcake. The missed penalty summed up our day and maybe our season. Our performance was so stilted and so labored that relegation looks a real possibility. As we continue to squander winnable matches, it becomes harder to see where the points necessary for survival are going to come from. Starman Moritz Bauer Brighton Simon Cox Brighton fans The equaliser was a bit inevitable, but the 90th minute was magic. First Ryan and then Doug saved the day, and seconds later Knockaert made an equally important clearance off the line. On moments like those, seasons are made. Starman Dale Stevens Swansea Declan Terry Reed Swansea A poor game but a phenomenal 3 points. Burnley were rigid and resolute and made it a frustrating game, although after pushing on and shifting up a gear in the second half, we finally managed to break through. The Swans continue to fly, and long may they continue to in the Premier League. Starman Ki Sung-yoon Burnley Tony Scholes Up the Clarets. I don't think it matters how we play at Swansea. It always seems to end in defeat. We were disappointing throughout, but for much of the game Swansea were no better. Swansea went for it with their substitutions, and once the goal went in we looked a beaten team. It's not helping having so many players out injured. We need some of them back, and soon. Starman Kevin Long West Ham Michael Oliver Reed West Ham welcomed back Michail Antonio and Marco Arnautovic and were rewarded with a fine attacking display. The side had a fluidity and confidence not seen since the win at Huddersfield. If they can replicate this level of performance in the coming weeks, relegation will no longer be a fear. Starman Javier Hernandez Watford David Anderson Golden Pages An unchanged starting 11 unchanged from our win over Chelsea struggled to deal with West Ham's wide play and balls into the box. Michail Antonio ran rings around Daryl Janmot. Gracia showed encouraging flexibility by switching to a back four at halftime, and the additional man in midfield really changed the game. Despite dominating possession, our lack of imagination proved costly again, and a fluke second goal sealed the win. Starman Orestes Kansas Manchester City Stephen Alwas View from a Blue City were good without being close to our best. But thanks to De Bruyne's vision, Aguero's ruthlessness and Schmeichel's bloopers, this ended up being fantastically comfortable. We were a little sloppy first half and then turned the screw in the second. Aguero continues to guarantee goals. De Bruyne continues to guarantee brilliance, and City continue to run away with it. Starman Sergio Aguero Leicester Warwick KLCFC World City are destroying teams at home, but this was a bit disappointing after going in at the break after giving a good account of ourselves. The goal straight after halftime put paid to all that hard work. Vardy was looking sharp up front, but unfortunately the same didn't apply to the defending and goalkeeping. Star man, Jamie Vardy. Huddersfield. Harry Greenwood, better than Klopp. This could be a season-changing win. After 5 straight defeats, Wagner went back to the tactics that got us to the Premier League. The high-intensity pressing and attacking football returned, and Steve Mooney was the focal point. Hopefully this is the catalyst for survival. Star man, Steve Mooney. Bournemouth. Peter Bell. Cherry chimes. Slack defending by captain Simon Francis is becoming a big concern. Bournemouth's central midfield was ponderous against Huddersfield, beaten to the ball every time. The unbeaten record has gone, and it's hard to explain why Bournemouth were so far off the pace. Bournemouth have to react with more vigor and fight. Star man, Junior Stanislas. Newcastle United. Tom Bohr. Read. Newcastle were low on confidence, but knew if they kept a tight ship at the back they would have 1 or 2 chances to grab a goal. The defensive effort was the difference. Jamal Lascelles pulled off 2 point-blank blocks in quick succession to deny Marshall an equalizer. Martin Dubravka on debut pulled off several smart saves to keep the Magpies ahead. Star man, Martin Dubravka. Manchester United. Sam Peoples. The people's person. Awful performance overall. Alexis Sanchez and Romelu Lukaku tried. Anthony Martial missed sitters, and Chris Smalling exposed all his flaws for the second time in 3 games. Star man, Romelu Lukaku. Southampton. Aidon Small. Fresh Saints. In our usual style, we failed to maintain our intensity and gave away an easily avoidable goal. It's beyond me that we sold our best player Virgil van Dijk and stood still in the market. We are in a relegation battle, and Mauricio Pellegrino's side have once again shown a serious lack of fight. In game management and attacking flair, there have been signs of improvement in recent weeks. But the reality is that our only win in 13 league fixtures came against West Brom, who sit rock bottom. Star man, Mario Lemina. Liverpool. Dave Usher. The Liverpool way. No drama, no defensive blunders, just a routine, professional, mature win. More of this, please. Reds. Virgil van Dijk was imperious on his return to St. Mary's, and 1 or 2 first wobbles aside, the defense as a whole were excellent. Loris Karius did what was required of him in the first half and could have sat in the stands for the second. At the other end, Sadio Mane just can't get going at the moment, but when Mo Salah and Roberto Firmino are in this kind of form, it doesn't matter. Star man, Mohamed Salah.